out here on the water with Richard McMaster on day number 2, bouncing around trying to get some footage of guys setting hooks, but it's been pretty tough here.
It's been very tough. It's unusually tough, Cherokee Lake. It's this time of the year, Cherokee Lake, it is a very slow fishing lake in July. It's been very, very slow.
What time of year would you recommend somebody come here if they wanted to have a lot of fun, topwater especially?
If you want to see some serious topwater action on Cherokee Lake, October, 1st November is very good. The bait will start coming back up, see them flipping on top of the water, get to their spook out because you're going to have a blast.
And I guess the leaves change colors.
Yes,
you got
sir.
Dollywood down the road, great family vacation.
You got it. Splash Country, Dollywood, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. It's all here. If you want to come, bring your family and go fishing and have a good time.
Morristown, Tennessee.
Morristown, Tennessee. That's right. In East Tennessee, about 30 miles northeast of Knoxville.
Now, you run a little tournament trail out of here.
Yes, sir. Tom's Marine Team Trail.
Tom's Marine Team Trail, and that's that. We've covered that on anglerschannel.com.
Yes.
What kind of weights typically do y'all see this time of year?
Typically this time of year, up until the bad slow spell we've gotten into, you got day 1 leaders 15 pound. That would be something that maybe would barely make the cut. It's just we've gotten into a slow spell with Cherokee right now, and it's just July.
Yeah, you had a couple guys around 15, 15 and a half.
Right.
And one at 14, and generally see y'all push upwards of that then usually.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean that's a 15 pound. You can ask any of the locals. I mean, I've got 15 pound, but I don't know if I'm doing good today. I mean, it's 19, 20, 22 pounds what you need.
And how many of those would be smallmouth generally?
It's usually a mixed bag. One will have 3 smallmouth, 2 largemouth. The 18-inch size limit does make it kind of tough for the guys.
Mm-hmm.
But when they do get a hold of a smallmouth on the lower end of the lake, it's usually a decent fish. It's pretty healthy.
Well, we've seen already this morning some guys pull off and fish in deep water, and we've seen a lot of guys try and make this topwater bite happen on the edge of this grass. And the water has been up, and the water's now falling a little bit. It's down about 1.5 feet, I guess, from what it was a couple days ago.
Correct. Probably more than half to a foot. The lake had been coming up 1/10 a day before these gentlemen come in for the last 2 weeks. Now we've got into a dry spell of rain, so now they're pulling it, and it just started pulling about 2 days ago before the tournament started. And it's starting to pull these fish out of the grass a little bit.
They just haven't gotten to the structure yet, I guess, and gained up where they can get them with a crankbait or carry rig real consistently then.
Yep, you're in between now. Once the lake starts pulling out, there is some fish that can be caught deep. Cherokee typically, though, this time of year is an evening to nighttime. Is when it really starts biting good. The fish will start moving around at night. So they're probably up against that. A lot of nocturnal feeding going on and not hungry during the day.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get lucky and get somebody busting a couple fish here on camera for us. But
we're hoping.
Till then we're scratching and running around just like they are. All the guys are out bouncing around and moving a lot.
Seeing a lot of fish feeding. They're just unfortunately they're not catching them. You can see them breaking on the edges of these grass. They're just a lot of bait. Cherokee's full of bait, and that makes it it's like a buffet for them. They're going to chase a real thing before they will an artificial any day.
And it's hard to predict where they're going to blow up next along that grass.
That's right.
You just got to be a little bit lucky sometimes.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to shut up and fish, I guess. So we're going to shut up and go watch these guys fish a little bit. And y'all stay tuned to anglerschannel.com. We're going to bring you all the great action here at the Bass Pro Shops PAA tournament here on Cherokee Lake.
Folks, right here we've got Steve Kennedy fishing. This is an extremely good topwater spot on Cherokee Lake. The water's gotten up recently and has gone back in these grassy back pockets. He's throwing some topwater, trying to get an early bite. Cherokee's a real good early topwater lake. More they get later into the day, though, we'll probably see them move back off of these banks a little bit and try to get some deeper bites. Fishing has been slow, so anything they do get is prime this morning, especially if they get a good bite. It was slow for the first day. Second day is very crucial to them to get into the third day. And he's in an extremely good, well-known topwater spot for Cherokee Lake, and trying to get him a topwater bite on a frog. Hopefully he can get back here in the good spot where the good fish are at and catch him a good one back in there.
So we got here 2 old grain silos and a guy dropped shot in front of them. What's going on here, Mr. Richard?
What we have here is we've got one that's moved out deep, pulled off the shallows out here, abandoned topwater it looks like. In front of this there's a wall, concrete wall from the old foundation. It was with these silos, and it's got a bunch of rock that runs out on a shelf in front of the silos.
How deep would you say he's fishing right there where it's sitting?
Approximately, he's fishing probably in about 15 to 20 foot of water, but right in front of him is 60 to 80 foot of water. The main channel for Holston River runs right in front of him. He's probably using jigs and maybe some crankbaits and drop shots down off those rocks. They're very large boulder-sized rocks, and smallmouth love to hang out down there. Like it gets him some spots off our bridge pilings. These lakes here, this lake's full of spotted bass too, and they'll hang out on these bridge pilings a lot. And everybody knows Aaron Martins is one of the better bridge piling fishermen there is in the country. And finally got to see him catch one there. Don't know how much he's got right now, but I'm sure he's going to be one of the contenders if he's catching fish at all. It's been a very tough day. These guys are struggling out here today.